Hi, it's Richard here from Intelligent Advisor IT Consulting with another in our series. This video is going to talk about isSubmitHidden and isControlHidden, two functions that are part of the custom visibility JavaScript extension. In simple terms, this JavaScript extension allows you to dynamically control whether the submit button is displayed and whether one or more controls is displayed or not. Notice that the functions are called isSubmitHidden and isControlHidden. Both of them you will manipulate using booleans. So if you say true, then isSubmitHidden will be true, which means the submit button will be true. IsControlHidden, if it's true, the control will be hidden. So you need to think in terms of if you set it to false, whatever control you're working with, or if you're working with the submit button, you're saying that it is actually visible. Anyway, we'll see that in just a minute. Let's take a look at the example project we talked about in the article. We have some very simple attributes here. You can see I have 5 numeric attributes. These are for display only. They are going to be the basis of the demonstration. We're going to be displaying or hiding those 5 attributes depending on what we do in the interview. The number of controls to show, which has a list of values associated with it, will be a number, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on, that will allow me, the user, to select a number, and we will hide and show controls according to the number I've chosen. And finally, the Boolean will do exactly the same thing for the submit button. So it's a really very simple example. So here it is in terms of the interview screen. Here's the drop down where I can choose to have one or more controls displayed. I've set the default value to 2 because the first 2 controls, I would like them to be displayed when the screen first displays. If I increase this number to 3, then since this is the third control, it will display. If I set it to 4, then this is the fourth control, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. If you set this to 0, everything will disappear, including this and this. So setting it to 0, if you need to then change the value again, you would need to go into the debugger and change the value in the data tab. Now let's take a look at the extension code itself. It's really very simple. The custom visibility extension has 2 functions which we are going to use. It's going to be the isControlHidden key, and our function will receive a control through the API as a reference. And then it's up to us to decide whether the control is going to be, we're going to return false or we're going to return true. If we return true, the control is hidden. Similarly for isSubmitHidden, it's up to us to decide through a Boolean whether it will be hidden or not hidden. So my 2 examples are really, really simple. The isControlHidden, you can see that I get the value from the drop-down, and then I iterate through the controls from the current screen. And those controls which fall inside the number chosen by the user will be not hidden, so they'll be visible. Those above the value chosen by the user will be hidden. So this is why we have this drop down where the user can select a number, and we use that number as the ceiling for our loop. isSubmitHidden, similar idea. Basically, it says get the controls and select a particular control. Now, in my case, for speed, because I'm lazy, I hard-coded this to control number 1 because I happen to know that control number 1 is the control that contains the Boolean that I'm interested in. Obviously, in real life, I wouldn't do that. It's just a shortcut. So I'm going to select from the array of controls and select control number 1. Remember that the array would be indexed from 0. So this means that number 1 is the second control. Get the value. And if the Boolean is true, then the submit is hidden. If it's not, it's going to be false. So let's execute this in the debugger and reset it. So you can see here it says how many controls on this screen. I've set it to 2 by default. If I set it to 1, the only control that remains on the screen is this one. If I set it to 0, they've all gone. So I would need to go back to here and change the number of controls to something more sensible, so at least I can go back and play with it now. If I set it to 5, I get this. If I set it to 3, I get that. If I set it to 6, 7. So this is playing with the visibility of the controls, using this as the ceiling for the number of controls to display. Here's the Boolean, and if the Boolean is set to yes, the submit button is hidden. If I say no, the submit button reappears. So this is very simply driving the visibility of the submit button through a dynamic value of a Boolean. So that just about wraps it up for our custom visibility isSubmitHidden and isControlHidden demonstration. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, and I'll see you again soon.